Hai guys, welcome back to my channel. Jumpa lagi dengan saya Vicky Himpong. Aku berharap kalian semua berada dalam keadaan yang sehat selalu. Video kali ini kita akan membahas tentang gitaris profesional asal Belgia, Tim Van Roy. Sebenarnya aku cari-cari kesempatan untuk membahas ini, tapi baru dapat kesempatan hari ini. Dia adalah gitaris yang sangat profesional dengan perlengkapan audio yang profesional juga. Dia mempunyai pengetahuan yang sangat tinggi ya akan teknik-teknik gitar dan juga equipment, perlengkapan-perlengkapan misalnya dalam mic, cara take gitar itu mic-nya harus posisinya seperti apa. Pokoknya semuanya dia lakukan secara profesional. Dan Tim Van Roy adalah seorang gitaris profesional yang sangat mengidolakan Mas Alipbata. Dia menghargai Mas Alipbata. Contohnya, dia mengcover lagu Pagebluk original by Alipbata. Dan yang menarik dalam coverannya adalah dia mengatakan bahwa itu adalah lagu yang sulit, yang sangat sulit yang pernah dia pelajari. Tim Van Roy mengakui bahwa lagu yang dikompos, lagu yang diciptakan oleh Alipbata itu mempunyai tingkat kesulitan yang paling tinggi di antara semua lagu di gitar yang dia pelajari. Oke guys, jadi singkat cerita Tim Van Roy ini adalah seorang yang sangat-sangat mengidolakan Tomy Emmanuel. Tomy Emmanuel adalah gitaris yang sangat-sangat legendaris guys ya. Gitaris yang sangat terkenal. Mungkin sebelum Mas Alipbata di zamannya ya, di saat Tomy Emmanuel menunjukkan bakatnya kepada dunia, ya mungkin Tomy Emmanuel lebih dulu merepresentasikan ya. Susah ngomong itu. Lebih dulu menunjukkan teknik-teknik semacam teknik harmonik, blues dan ya segala teknik yang mungkin itu terlihat unik untuk para pemain gitar. Makanya dia sangat terkenal dan mungkin sekarang zamannya Mas Alipbata guys ya. Mungkin Mas Alipbata seterkenal dia di zamannya. Tim Van Roy ini adalah orang yang sangat mengidolakan Mas Alipbata dan kemudian bukan Mas Alipbata, Tomy Emmanuel guys. Dan kemudian dia mengatakan lagu tersulit yang pernah dia cover. Selama ini mungkin dia sudah mengcover atau mempelajari lagu-lagu dari banyak gitaris dunia guys ya, seperti Tomy Emmanuel dan sebagainya. Tapi statement yang dia katakan bahwa lagu dari Mas Alipbata mempunyai tingkat kesulitan yang tinggi. Dan di sini Tomy Emmanuel sempat datang ke Belgia mungkin, kemudian Tim Van Roy melakukan interview. Dan di sini kita akan sama-sama mengambil pelajaran, mengambil ilmu dari interview Tim Van Roy kepada Tomy Emmanuel guys ya. Kita akan sama-sama untuk mempelajari dan menganalisa tentang interview antara Tomy dan Tim.
Then a 15-minute drive away from me. After a lot of hesitation, I finally mustered up the courage to apply for an interview and Tommy accepted. Straight after that, I had a small panic attack, only a small one. Realizing that I had landed an interview with the biggest acoustic guitar player on the planet, only to realize that I have never done an interview before in my life and I have no idea how I'm going to pull this off. And why is Tommy doing this? He recently did an interview with Rick Beato, a big YouTuber with millions of followers. Why is he now coming on my tiny little YouTube channel? Well, he will tell you right at the start of.
Satu hal juga yang aku sangat suka dengan Tomy Emmanuel, dia juga adalah seorang gitaris yang benar-benar humble. Dia tidak memilih-milih channel untuk dia hadir di sana. Jadi Tomy Emmanuel siapapun yang mengundang dia, entah dia mempunyai subscriber yang besar, yang banyak ataupun yang sedikit, dia tetap akan datang. Itulah salah satu kerendahan hati dari seorang Tomy Emmanuel.
The interview himself, and what he told me in that opening statement sort of blew past me. I was flying solo again, so I'm so preoccupied with the checking the cameras and the audio levels that his remarks don't sink in all the way. I only fully realized the next day when I told my wife what Tommy said to me, and I choked on the words and got tears in my eyes halfway through the sentence. That first remark really got to me. I want to thank Caroline, Izzy and Bart and everyone at the Roma Concert Hall for the warm reception. Although I could just as well have been just one more thing they had to deal with that day, they went out of their way to make sure everything went well. And let's not forget Tommy, his road crew and the management in Nashville for making this happen. You're about to see me at my most nervous, but as always, Tommy is so entertaining and welcoming that the tension seems to wear off pretty quickly. Just one note on the audio. Both Tommy and me are sitting in front of a mirror, and the recorded audio had so much reflected sounds in it that I initially feared it was going to be unusable. What you are hearing has been already massively cleaned up. I really hope you can still enjoy the conversation. Sorry, because if I get it, yes, that's
Here we go.
So, Tommy, thank you so much for doing this.
Well, thanks for asking. And I'm so. When Brian said you had written to him,
Yes. Yeah.
he said he wasn't sure whether it was a good idea because tonight is the first show for a long time, and you got traveling, and you sure? And I said, well, I've always wanted to talk with Tim because I've seen what he's been doing, and I think it would be great if I could give him more information.
Okay, that's
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is great to hear.
Yeah, if I could help you in
Luar
your
biasa,
thing,
guys.
you know?
Okay, because my thing is largely what at this point what you have been doing.
Yeah. And not many people play my songs correctly.
Okay.
And so you come very close in many songs. In some songs you find.
Di sini sudah menjelaskan bahwa tim sudah banyak kali melakukan cover kepada lagu-lagu dari Tomy Emmanuel, guys. Ya, dan kemudian dia cover lagu Alipbata yang mengatakan bahwa lagu Alipbata yang selama ini paling sulit yang pernah dia cover. Jadi teman-teman sudah bisa menilai bahwa ya Mas Alipbata mempunyai level yang mungkin lebih sedikit ya. Wow, ini informasi luar biasa, guys.
Technically, you can't be me, and anybody else can't be doing what I'm doing, but they can play the songs, and I can show them how to play the songs, and then they'll play the songs like them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's it. Now, the first question I want to ask you is one I already know the answer to, because after your last guitar camp, immediately the moment somebody asked you this question, they got back to me telling me there's something wrong in the videos. Do you or do you not replace the frets on your guitar with jumbo frets?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Fret ya, yang
can
dimaksudkan frets,
help
guys.
Promote that.
If I need jumbo frets, I'll get them put in. But
Okay.
This guitar is brand new, so this is the frets that come with me in guitars. My cutaway guitar, I had some issues with the neck, and the treble side bowed up and the bass side bowed down.
Okay.
And this happens because it's wood,
Yeah.
So what I did is I had the frets taken out, the neck shaved flat, and new frets put in, and the guitar came back so great.
Okay.
And the guy said, "What frets do you want?" I said, "The same as what is there." I don't think I have any guitars with jumbo frets.
Okay. This was something while doing some research on the video that I read it somewhere. So it was actually another.
How about that?
Yeah. It was actually another big acoustic guitar player who toured with you. So I thought this is going to be first-hand information.
Okay.
So and that didn't turn out to be right. So just to prove that I have no problem with being corrected, that is out there. I helped promote that piece of misinformation, and I hope it's been set straight now.
Yeah.
But that does bring us to the subject of your guitar setup.
Right.
And to me, it seems as if I think, or at least I assume that you play with a very low action on your acoustics.
Here, why don't you play?
Okay.
Pasti kaku, guys ya.
Guitar is brand new,
Pasti
and
insecure.
that's how it came from the factory.
Main di depan legend ya.
This is even lower than I can go.
Hanya pakai kunci G saja, guys ya.
Well, in all fairness, what I did is the guitar came from the factory, and the neck moved a little bit when I went to Jamaica 2 weeks ago. It was very hot, and the neck moved, so I straightened it. So now the neck is pretty straight. But as you can hear, there's no buzzes. So the action is perfect for me. If I have to be...
Asik.
as you can hear, the dynamics of the instrument
it's
all there.
It's all there. Yeah. That is.
Yeah. So I like the saddle high, and then the neck I tighten it so it moves back a little.
Okay.
And so I take it till it's too low, then
sorry guys ya. Kalian bisa mendapatkan pembelajaran dari apa yang dikatakan oleh Tomy Emmanuel, di mana setup yang dia mau itu saddle-nya yang putih itu dinaikkan sedikit, dan kemudian bagian truss rod kalian putar ke arah ke bawah untuk dia agak sedikit tarik agar supaya fret dan string itu jaraknya lebih dekat sehingga kalian merasa nyaman main, dan mungkin no buzzing ya guys ya. Ini pengetahuan juga ya.
and I let it back up.
Just slightly up. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and like adjusting the neck, how often does that need to happen?
it depends on some guitars. You hardly ever touch the neck. Like the guitar that I use with low tuning, I never touch the neck because there's not that much pressure. But as soon as you have concert pitch, 440, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So, let me see. My original mouse that I used, the one that I'm playing on the Classical Gas video and the Close to You video and all those ones that I shot in Germany, I think in 12 years, maybe I adjusted it twice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I sometimes have the impression that I have to do it sometimes even every other week, just slightly.
It moves and it's sensitive to heat and cold and really sensitive to no humidity.
Okay.
And this is Europe where there's not a lot of humidity. So, I'm putting a humidifier inside my guitar every night.
Okay.
So I never used to do that, and all my guitars split along here and all that. So, and I used to run the shower and then turn it off and put the guitar in the bathroom, close the door, to try and help it.
Okay.
But humidifying your guitar as best you can in this kind of environment is a good thing.
Yeah,
definitely. When I went to Jamaica, of course, it was like being in the very north of Australia. So it was like hot and humid and
all the time.
Yeah. So this guitar in the middle of my show in Jamaica, I had to stop and get my tool and tell the audience I'm going to straighten the neck. And I told them what I was doing. I straightened it, and then, okay, now we can go on.
Yeah, okay. I haven't had it that extreme yet, but it's something that I think because I'm mostly talking or putting things into reason from a perspective of teaching people.
Yes.
And it's not more. In your case, it's all about performing on stage, and it has to be.
It's all or nothing for me as a performer and a player. And if something is stopping me from giving my best, which it was that night, I was fighting this action and all my ideas, then I start to get bothered by this whole situation, and I know how to fix it. Boom,
Yeah.
I remember when Leo Kotke and I did some shows together, he was playing Taylor guitars and probably still does, but he had a tool in here to adjust the neck the whole time. Even when he was playing the show, the tool was right there.
He just said to stick it up there, so the tool was on the truss rod.
It was on the nut.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, of course, with a Taylor guitar, it's a little bit easier up there. In your case, that would be quite difficult in the sound hole. Yeah.
Taylor guitars are a lot stiffer than Maiden guitar, But the
Taylor,
moment
guys,
you get any kind of relief in the neck, you're going to get pressure.
Okay.
And I don't want that. If I have to go and hold it, that takes strength and control, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot be fighting with this part of your finger when you're out in front of 1,000 people and it's loud out there and they can hear every minute detail. It must be perfect,
Yeah.
And so if I'm fighting that, then it bothers me.
I can imagine, because that is actually one of the things that whenever I do private sessions with people trying to play your music or learning how to play your music, is that the second they start playing, you can almost tell by ear that their action is way too high, and they are fighting the instrument.
Exactly.
And you're already working so hard, playing all of those parts at the same time.
Plus trying to get the clarity of the melody, you know what I mean?
On top.
Yeah, and that's not easy. So, but the problem for most people is no one tells them, you know, you don't have to have the action like that. No. You can get the action, so it's really nice to play, you know?
Yeah.
And having a high action is not a badge of honor.
Well, it does seem, because that is something that you hear a lot from people. Oh, I like to work a little harder on my acoustic, which might work if you're Bruce Springsteen.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going like this, then I want a higher action. And you know, when I have Trey Hensley working with me, or Brian Sutton, I play their guitars, and they're a lot harder than mine to play. And these guys are all over them, you know. But their hands are like gorillas. They're so powerful, you know. They have such strong hands.
Yeah, because the second thing to let's say learning how to play your music, you have the action of the guitar is one thing that has to be really spot on to have a fighting chance.
It's not a matter of being low, it's a matter of it being comfortable, so you don't have to fight it. You know, you still need strength. You know, if you're going to do that part in one bicep, you still got to be able to go
for that stretch,
right? And things like that, and you still got to be able to get that clarity, and the tuning.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And a tune like this. Right? Yeah. You get that, and tunes like Fuel. That's about how hard I play it on stage. So I'm asking the guitar to give so much, aren't I? Just in those passages, the guitar has to jump out, the melody has to come out, the bass has to be strong, and then when I'm ready, So I'm controlling the dynamics of the instrument with my hands and the way I'm playing it.
Having that balance in the way the guitar is set up, it's comfortable to play. Either you do it through a lower action or maybe some lighter strings for some people. Right. Then the next aspect comes into play, which is maintaining a relaxed feeling while playing. Yeah. Which I still find an incredible struggle.
Really? Because you seem very relaxed as a person.
I can give that impression, but
So he's a good actor. Yeah. Give that man an Oscar.
The thing that I want to say, I have done everything wrong twice, thrice, whatever.
Wow, I've done everything wrong 1,000 times.
Yeah, so what happened to me is I got your ages ago, I got your Live at Sheldon Hall DVD. Oh. I saw Lateral. That was the first thing that rolled through the video. Yeah. And that was the first song I tried. Never held a thumb pick in my life, and that's
you
what
didn't
I
play.
No, that wasn't because now it's all out there now.
That's the problem. See, you put the cart before the horse.
I overreached massively, so I ended up with an incredibly strained technique, all built on physical strength and force. And if I don't watch out, that pops up again. So I start picking really hard again. Yeah. But what seems even to this day, so now whenever I do the cover videos, I try to relax as much as possible.
You look very relaxed in your video. Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and yet I find it incredibly difficult to play a song like Classical Gas that has this vibe of going for it and still maintaining that relaxed feeling.
Okay.
It's easier with a ballad song, or it's easier with something a little bit slower, but the moment the song is saying now it's full speed ahead, that is when the problem pops up.
Okay. Well, tell me, how long have you been playing Classical Gas?
I've transcribed, that's a good question. I think I transcribed it about 7 months ago. And then usually I do the lessons quite quickly. So I do the lesson, then I will do the cover video, and then I will most of the time move on to the next song.
Exactly. Okay, so how long have I been playing Classical Gas?
I'm guessing over 30 years?
Yeah, since the late 70s.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I can tell you my life story while I'm playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still pour everything I can into it. But my hands know what to do. And then if I want to change my ideas and go into... then I just do it. If I don't want to do that, then I don't do it. I do something else, you know?
Okay.
So the way to get that relaxed, it comes down to one thing: work.
Practice.
You know, that's why, you know, I can tell, as much as I've played in my life, if I have a real break, like I've just done with my grandchildren and my daughters, and I'm being grandpa, and I'm going to the park and doing, and I'm driving all the time, and I'm going grocery shopping. I'm doing a completely different life, right? When I come back to the guitar and I have to play something serious, I can feel my hands are asleep.
I think a lot of people are going to appreciate that comment.
It's true. And I have to wake my hands up.
Okay.
Because my hands are now being used for something else, right? So what the best thing for me to do is, first of all, I don't worry personally about that. And I used to, if I had a break and my calluses weren't as hard as normal, or this callus wasn't as normal, it would worry me. But I don't worry about it anymore. I just pick up the guitar and I start playing, and I get in the zone. And somehow everything that I need.
Oke guys ya, ini masih ada separuh jalan lagi dan videonya mungkin sudah terlalu panjang. Nanti kita akan bahas di part 2-nya guys ya. Kita akan bahas di part 2, tapi yang di part yang satu ini kita dapat mengambil pelajaran. Ya, struggling ya. Problem yang kebanyakan dihadapi oleh pemain gitar. Seperti saya mengalami hal yang sama seperti tim. Bagaimana untuk serileks mungkin memainkan satu lagu full tanpa melakukan kesalahan. Teman-teman tahu ketika kita melakukan practice dan melakukan dengan santai tanpa melakukan recording ataupun tanpa melakukan live di depan umum, itu tidak ada beban sama sekali kan. Tapi ketika kita melakukan live, ketika mungkin kita melakukan recording ya, melakukan take video untuk cover sesuatu, pasti itu kita akan struggling di situ. Kita akan salah terus guys ya. Tidak bisa bersantai dengan hal itu. Itu yang perlu kita cari. Tapi orang yang sudah mencapai tingkatan seperti itu adalah orang-orang yang kalian bisa melihat seperti Tomy, Alipbata. Bagaimana bisa Alipbata bisa memainkan Bohemian Rhapsody dengan serumit itu hanya dengan sekali take saja. Mungkin 1-2 kali melakukan kesalahan tidak apa-apa. Tapi dia lakukan semuanya itu tanpa melakukan kesalahan guys ya. Mungkin 2000 kali saya melakukan take baru bisa. Itu ya harus kalian bisa mendengar yang dikatakan oleh Tomy bahwa dia melakukan itu selama 30 tahun. Jadi jika ya ini juga menjadi pembelajaran buat saya untuk bisa sesantai itu, kita harus keep practice and practice more and more. Kita harus jangan biarkan tangan kita tertidur dalam bermain gitar. Kita harus terus practice, terus latihan. Kalian bisa melihat Tomy yang sudah setua itu masih tetap untuk menjaga agar supaya tangannya tidak tertidur dalam bermain gitar. Satu nilai yang luar biasa. Nanti kita akan lanjutkan ke part 2 ya. Teman-teman bisa memberikan komentar di sana. Luar biasa Alipbata itu benar-benar sudah disejajarkan dengan gitaris-gitaris legendaris dunia. Gitaris legenda dunia. Alipbata itu luar biasa sekali guys ya. Menciptakan suatu pagebluk yang dianggap sangat sulit so far oleh tim Van Roy. Oke guys ya. Nanti kita akan lanjut lagi. Thank you so much for watching this video. Saya Vicky Himpong pamit. See you and God bless guys. Bye.